Hello and welcome. Today I thought I would film a very quick unboxing video on my latest purchase, an Arca Swiss D4 geared pan and tilt head with a classic knob quick lock. Now, I've been after one of these for about 3 years. The reason for taking the plunge now is I do a lot of international travel where my current tripod head, geared tripod head, is the very capable Benro GD3WH. Fantastic piece of kit. It is a little bit cumbersome though. I have to put it in my suitcase. I wanted a head that I could put in my carry-on camera bag, and that would also free up a little bit of weight in the suitcase. But at £1,000, or as near as, damn it, it's quite an investment. Hence the 3 years in making the decision to finally hover my finger over the buy it now button on the Robert White website. So here we go. You have instruction manual. That's where it goes. You have a very well padded box with foam inserts, and then the head itself comes in a clear plastic bag, and that's it. That's all that there is to it. Now, first impressions, typical Arca Swiss quality. About 800 grams, so very similar to, say, the Benro GD3WH, but it's a little bit neater. It's more like a proper ball head in its sort of dimensions. One of the things I quite like about the Arca Swiss is that it's a double pan head. So once it's bolted onto the tripod, you can independently rotate the bottom from the rest of the unit so that you can have all the controls exactly positioned where you want them. And then when you want to pan for, say, panoramas that you wish to stitch together in Photoshop, you can use the top one to pan around, and it feels beautiful. As you would expect, beautifully engineered, beautifully crafted. It feels a fantastic piece of equipment, and yet it's not overly heavy either. I remember the Manfrotto 410s coming in at around about 1.2 kilos, which is half the weight again of this. It really is quite incredible. The design of it's a little bit different. I'm used to having on the Manfrotto and the Benro three, I suppose, arms for want of a better term, and within each structure for direction of travel you have a flange which you turn on a spring release, which allows you to do quick release movements, and when you've roughly got it into position, let go, turn the rubber knobs at the end, and it gets it absolutely perfect. It's a little bit different with this one. I'll pop it on the tripod to show you. So it spins on nice and easily. Make sure it's on proper. So what you have is you have a bottom rotational lever which turns. It does not catch the Benro, for argument's sake. This is a TMA48XCL or an XCL, one or the other, but it doesn't actually catch anything there, and it will allow you to rotate the unit to have the knobs placed as you wish. So in this case I would have these facing me. Got them towards the camera so that you can see now. Once you're happy with that, lock it up. Then you have 4 more knobs. You've got 2 teardrops. You have a teardrop here on this side, and you have a teardrop here. Now if you release them both, these are your quick release, if you will. When you release them both, the head then becomes almost like a ball head. It will rotate in any direction completely freely. Absolutely no problem. When you've roughly got it positioned correctly, you can then lock both of the teardrops. Now that is important. The previous gear heads that I've used, as soon as you've released the flange, it locks into position. The camera cannot move. You have to remember with the Arca to turn the teardrop knobs until they lock into place, or just tighten so that it's absolutely solid. If you don't do that and you put your camera on, your camera will move in any direction it sees fit. Once they're locked up, you literally, as you would do with any other geared head, if I turn this around so that you can see, there we go. So you have 2 knobs here. One adjusts for the pitch, and one adjusts for the level. And again, if you want to pan around, you can either use the bottom one, we'll release the top, and the top will continue to move around. Now, just to show you, you have a couple of rails within the platform. You've got the narrow one at the bottom, and then the wider one, which of course houses most of the universal L brackets and sort of L plate type brackets, and that simply sits in. I'm just going to turn this around so that the knob is at the front, and I simply sit that in there and turn the knob. Now it is serrated, you can feel that it's rubber and there's plenty of grip there, and once it's on, it's absolutely solid. That is not moving at all. Absolutely brilliant. So again, what I would do then is turn it around so that the knobs are facing me and I have all the knobs in the direction that I want, and then I turn and loosen the top flip lock and have the camera rotate around, lock it up, and then just simply make the required adjustments. I mean, it really is as simple as that. It will feel very, very intuitive, very, very quickly. It is a lot of money, and you're probably watching this video now looking for some sort of guidance as to whether or not you should spend nearly £1,000 on a ball head. But I have to say, I wanted something more compact. I wanted something better quality, something that's more durable. I mean, I am a working pro, and therefore I use it an awful lot more than your average sort of hobbyist, if you will. And so durability plays a really big part in this. But for me, it was primarily to get something more compact that can go in my carry-on bag, and that would free up nearly 1 kilo in my suitcase for something else. But at the end of the day, it's beautifully made. I mean, it really is, absolutely. It's a gorgeous piece of kit. I would consider it to be the Rolls Royce of the tripod heads. RRS also produced some very, very fine heads, but not geared heads. Might have even considered one of them had they had produced one, but they don't. So at the moment, the Arca Swiss is, for me, I would say the best geared head out there. There is also a cube as well out there, which you can look at, and it is literally a cube, but I wanted the D4 for its compactness and its ease of use. So I'm looking forward to getting out now and trying it. So I hope you found this video fairly useful. I will probably run on a couple of more seconds with some close-ups so that you can see in slightly more detail exactly how it works. But until next time, thanks for watching.